Hello, everybody. Edward Muir here again. I'm still running for the second district, in the second position in the second district, and I'm still running against Mr. J.T. Wilcox, who is the minority speaker of the House, who apparently can't do anything or talk to anybody unless you want to pay to see him. And I've had some people say that even at that you don't get to talk to him. So let's go. And now that I've just done the rip into my competition, who doesn't do anything, let's talk about what the issue of the day is, and that is the subscription services for automotives. Now, for most people that you may not have heard or seen what's going on, but what I was complaining about and I was saying was my number six thing to do, which is kind of the first world issue. It has now all of a sudden become very clear that we need to address this issue. And they're not going to address it federally, but I think we need to address it on the state level to make sure that look, everybody needs a leader. You either lead or you cower. And this is a situation where cowering to the donors, cowering to basically liars is what's actually hurting us. So let me explain what's happening. And there's TikTok videos to watch on this issue too. I was trying to get a link to one of the TikTok videos. I'm having a hard time doing it because I don't TikTok. But that being said, my oldness is in hindering myself in this campaign. What is happening is BMW is now charging a subscription service to use the seat warmers in your seats that you now have. So you have seat warmers, but you can't use them unless you pay a subscription to use them every month. And it's ranging between $15 to $25 is my understanding. And to a lot of people, this is like something that's not a big deal. Like, what's BMW? Well, the same thing happens with Tesla. And a lot of people say, well, I'm never going to buy Tesla. I don't believe in using EVs. I don't like EVs. I don't like these electric cars. Also, okay. Now we're going to get to a part where it does affect you. There's a whole thing where I was going to go and work with a group of people. We're going to build a plug-in hybrid to drive cross country. And during this time, everything kind of fizzled out from it. But I did meet an interesting person who read code. Now, I know enough about code that I can get myself in trouble. But I might be able to build a website if I read my notes again. But I can't program things. So when I see stuff, it takes a little bit for me to like catch on and to be like, oh yeah, this is what this is. And I'm like, oh, okay. And it's like, oh, So part of this code that he was showing me was they had this car, I should say truck. So the truck was there, and the cylinders can be turned off in the truck. So you start with a V8, you're parked, it's idling. You go from a V8 to a V2 while it's idling. So you save fuel. And then when you go and to accelerate, the sensors help you and all that. But basically when you hit the gas, the rest of the cylinders kick in slowly but surely. So they were pointing it out to me like, yeah, this is basically what they're doing on these diesels and these gas-powered pickup trucks. Pardon me. Then they showed me code on I think it was a Charger Hellcat. But it had turbochargers, like I think dual turbochargers on it. And there's all this stuff. I don't remember anymore. I'm not like a car geek or nerd or anything, so forgive me, good people. But in there from the factory is code to turn off the turbochargers. In there is code to turn off two of the cylinders on the V8 engine. And I'm like, well, that's not good. Well, that's really not good, and there's also code in there to make it run less efficient. So there's code in there. There's the street code, but there's also the code that it has to run. And in there is like another set of code that basically says, oh, like you'll lose efficiency with the engine as time goes on. And I'm kind of like, this is really disturbing. And they were like, yeah, this is all code. This is stuff no one will ever see or know. It's just like your iPhone getting a software update and throttling. But the thing is, and the worry is that you are going to, at one point in time, you're going to buy your car. you're going to have your car, and they're going to say, oh, by the way, your free service of the turbochargers is over. If you want to keep your turbochargers, you got to pay every month. Hey, your free service of a V8 engine is done. Now you have a V6. So if you want a V8, you got to pay money every month. And so on top of your car payment, now you have to pay a subscription service for your car. And like I said, BMW is charging for internal features. Imagine that for your car as well. And so I know a lot of people are like, well, I'm just going to buy a used car. Yeah, that works. But sometimes you just can't buy a used car. So in the state, if I get elected, I want to illegalize these kind of features. I do not want them to think they can get a free ride on charging you for something you've already bought. You are not buying a V6 with the software upgrade. You are buying a V8. And if they are going to do those kind of things, we need to illegalize it. We need to make sure it's put in writing that that is illegal and not something we'll tolerate. And I believe I can get the support of most car nuts out there that this is something they do not want to deal with. And we need to hit this in the butt, nip it in the butt right now, and so it's not a problem for later. My competition, Mr. Wilcox, neither knows, understands, or comprehends exactly what's going on. And so and he will never bring anything like this to the floors of Congress. He will never care. He will never work with the federal level representatives to try to bring this because, unfortunately, most of them are Democrats, and he has a defined hatred for Democrats, apparently. That being said, here we are. We have an opportunity to get someone in office who sees the future, knows what's coming, and wants to stop it before it gets here. This is what we need to do. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I really wanted to talk about today. That and, yeah, that's pretty much it. I got so much stuff on my plate right now. I'm like, oops, I'm running late behind time on things. So, again, let's recap everything. The car companies are doing subscription services for features of your vehicle. I don't want that to be illegal. I don't want it to be allowed. And that's it. We're gonna make sure it's made illegal. And you keep in mind, this is also a resale thing too. Like right now, you buy a high-end Tesla, you buy the top of the line Model 3, and you sell it to somebody else. When the new person gets the car, it's reverted back software-wise to a base model, and they have to pay a subscription to get it back up to the dual motor, the high range, and all that. Imagine that happening with your cars. So you go to sell a car, and when you go to sell it, it gets the new owner, and then all of a sudden they have to put their like code in or subscription fee. Like I noticed, like my car, I have the app for it, and it's like, oh yeah, this is my car. When I sell this, it's going to know there's somebody new using it, and so it's going to like, will there be something turning off that they have to pay to use? That's a whole nother thing to be added to it. And so one of the other things that comes up is, like a friend of mine said, this might be a way to force people to trade in their cars or sell their cars to dealerships, because the dealership will get it and they'll be like, oh, we reset everything back to brand new, so you're still buying this car. So the dealerships can say, hey, we're going to pay you much lower than what the market cost is for your car. There's like a lot of things in this that's really, really bad. A lot of really bad things. And when you start thinking about it, you're like, oh, okay, I can't sell my car to anyone but a dealership. The dealership's going to lowball me from now on because I have to sell it to them. Or if I sell it to somebody else, they're going to lose all the features. Nobody wants to pay a subscription fee on a used vehicle. And it's nightmarish. It's very much nightmarish. So we need to take care of this now. We need to nip it in the butt. We need to take care of it, make it illegal for these subscription services in the state of Washington. If we lead, the other states will follow. And then we also get our federal representatives to do the same thing and make these things illegal. You can do. We can do this. This is something easy to do. This is something that, while on the surface doesn't seem like a big deal, it's huge. It's really huge, and it's something that will strangle most Americans, um, if not taken care of right now. Anyway, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm about, is actually taking care of the people, not selling tickets to a political campaign event to raise money for, the political party, which is suffering right now because it has bad leadership. No, I'm here to go into Congress to fix problems, to make sure things get taken care of. Anyway, I'm going to talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good day. Have a great weekend. I don't know. I'm horrible at ending these things, but God bless you all. Take care and be safe. Bye.